Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
Alright, in this video I'll share with you a couple of habits which I'm glad I do not have, okay? And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because there are many of you who are at the stage in your life, many of you watch my videos, you're in a stage in your life where you're forming these habits, okay? And how I got the inspiration for this was, I was just at a 7-Eleven buying a couple of things, and I saw this small little girl, okay, and she was slurping a sugary drink, okay, with heavy sugar, cream, all that, and her father was behind her. Her father was a thin guy, and he had lots of ice creams, lots of chocolates, and lots of juice and all that. All processed sugary stuff. Now, this girl was really, really fat. And I'm talking about, like, if I had to show you, if this is healthy, I want you to think like 1, 2, 2.5. That size. She was like this. In fact, she was so big she didn't even have a neck. Okay, she was that fat. And her father was a thin guy. Maybe he's one of those guys working in the construction area or something. And I could see her slurping this, and then obviously the ice creams and chocolates, everything was for her. And she was very happily taking and choosing. So the father said, eat the ice cream, later. So there it occurred to me, okay, there are some habits which should not be inculcated, which this father is doing a bad job, although he loves his, you want to see an oversized dog? My normal visit. Hey doggy. Doggy, who are you? Look like this. Hey, who are you? A nice doggy. You're a good doggy. You're a ferocious looking good doggy. Okay, I finished petting the dog. Okay, so even though his intentions are good, he wants his daughter to be happy, maybe he wants to provide the best things that he could not get. But what he is doing is actually destroying this child. Just imagine, such a small child, so fucking obese. And he didn't look like he was from a very rich, well-to-do background, because obviously you could make out construction kind of clothes and sweaty and paint and this and that. And even the scooter he was driving was dilapidated and broken. Okay. So I thought, okay, so I'll share this video where I'll tell you which habits I don't have and which you should avoid at all costs. Okay? In no particular order. The first one, since I brought up this small little child, which will surprise you, is the addiction to sugar. Now, let me give you a caveat here. I still love sugar, okay? As in, I love sweet. I have a massive sweet tooth, okay? And before my bariatric surgery, if you do not know what is bariatric, just search under my YouTube channel, bariatric surgery, you'll see me go through the operation, but I'm naked, so I'm just telling in advance. So they do the surgery, it's blood and this and that, so just be careful. I think if you're young, YouTube will not allow you to watch it because your age, everything is there. No? Okay, so that is, you can type Loy Machedo bariatric surgery. So I was 125 kilos I used to eat sugar, processed food, the most unhealthy stuff, and I was stuffing my face because of my days in bodybuilding, powerlifting. So I was burning more and I was eating twice as much. My appetite was through the roof. But it was sugar, actual sugar, and you could say carbohydrates. Sugar, carbohydrates, processed food, I'll put it all together. That made me gain weight, because always remember, sugar makes you crave more food. It spikes up your insulin. You keep feeling hungry. And then you have processed food, which is chemically designed to get you addicted to eat more. Okay, the taste will shoot up the roof. It will, keep every area of your taste buds happy. It'll be very smooth in eating. Like, example, try to eat a natural chicken that is grilled. Seriously, a natural chicken. Or you buy a chicken and you naturally grill it. Or try a chicken from the village. And I want you to buy one of these KFC chicken. Okay? I'm telling you, you will see such a massive difference. When you eat that chicken which is grilled naturally at home, it has a very rough texture. And it's very filling. Hey, doggy. The bell was, I knew it was you. Okay, so the processed, the grilled chicken is very dry and very filling, and you'll not be able to eat much. Okay? But somehow the KFC chicken that you eat will be not only, it'll have a different taste, it'll be very smooth. I'm seriously telling you, try this out. It'll be very smooth, it'll be very buttery, it'll be very kind of moist. And after you eat that, you'll feel empty. You'll feel like you didn't eat anything. So there's a massive difference because it's processed. And it's designed to make you want to eat more. Okay, so first sugar, then processed food. And the third one is obviously carbs, carbohydrates, which are available in plenty in today's day and age. Okay, everything from the overabundance of bread, pasta, processed carbohydrates, to whatever, sweets and sugars and snacks and cookies. And so the first drawback I'll give you is this. Now, like I told you, I have been addicted to all this, the pastas, the croissants and all the delicious stuff. But because of my surgery, now obviously I cannot eat anything that spikes up my sugar. I just can't, because if I do, it creates such an adverse after effect. Like if I eat, it's delicious, but after eating I feel so much pain. I don't know what is the term, I've forgotten the term. You feel as if someone kicked you in the stomach, like continuously. Like yesterday it happened because I ate some sugary stuff. I think for 15-20 minutes or half an hour I was literally suffering lying down. And also because of intermittent fasting, now I cannot eat, or I don't feel like eating, because I've managed to bring my insulin levels down. I hope it's not too technical, but what I'm telling you is, because of my surgery, because of fasting that I do nowadays, which I used to never do before, I've been able to cut down my cravings for sugar. I've been able to cut down my cravings for chocolates, ice creams. I still like it, but I've cut down a lot. Before, you could say every half an hour. Seriously, not a joke. Every half an hour, I was stuffing my face. Today, now what is the time? I think it's 5:30 or 5:15. Since morning, I've not eaten or drank anything other than black espresso, without sugar, without cream, without anything. And do I feel like having something? Yeah, I do think about it. Memories are there. But the bad memories which I've formed over the years now, like the sugar spiking up and give me a sugary high, and then I'm suffering with pain, and then I feel terrible. And by the way, because I went through that surgery, I get now hypoglycemic. That means the sugar goes high, I feel great. But when it crashes, my hands shiver, I start sweating, and I'm not able to focus. Literally sweating like water is just, sweat is coming out of my body as if I had a shower. And I feel like I'm going to pass out. So I didn't have that before. So thankfully, okay, in a very extreme manner, I've gotten out of my sugary addiction. Today what I do is, if I do want to eat something sugary, I will make sure after I eat my first meal, which is 9 o'clock, then I'll have fruits, because fruits contain sugar. So after that, if I still feel like eating sugar, which most probably it comes down rapidly, then I might eat an ice cream or something to reward. So the first one is sugar. Okay, sugar, processed food, and carbs. The second bad habit that I'm glad I don't have, which is almost majority of the people around the world, is drinking alcohol. Now, yeah, let's put in drinking alcohol, smoking cigarettes, and weed. I'll put all three together. Or you could say drugs, instead of making three separate points. Now, the excuse most youngsters give is the reason for drinking is to socialize. Try it. Ask anybody who smokes and drinks. They'll say, just to socialize, man, socialize. I'm glad I don't need that for any reason whatsoever. But to say that you're drinking alcohol to socialize is a fucking cop-out here. You drink alcohol because of its addictive nature, its addictive properties, and because it gives you a dopamine high. So, and I'll tell you, alcohol, apart from the money you spend on alcohol, see, one is money, which is quite a lot. It is not small amounts. People spend a lot of money. In fact, in India, when there is going to be curfew, when there's going to be dry days where no alcohol is there, you'll see photographs of men lining up for almost 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers just to buy alcohol. Just imagine, people are ready to stand in line for up to 2 kilometers, wait for 3-4 hours just to buy that liquid. And what are the health properties of drinking alcohol? Yeah, you'll say wine is good for health. Getting drunk is not. And that is one. The addiction to it is another. The money that you spend. So money you spend and addiction. Number 3 is it makes you lose character. I've told you, if you know my life, as a small child I was molested and raped. By who? By my uncle who loved me, who I assumed loved me. When he was without alcohol, he was a nice guy. Loving, caring. But the minute he would drink, this side of him would come out. And we have seen this. Or if you have relatives or friends, when people drink alcohol, it brings out the worst in them. We have seen drunk driving accidents. We have seen people violently clash with each other in pubs and bars. We have seen people do things to other people when they are under intoxication. In fact, people even commit crime. Very bad things they do when they're drunk. And then it's too late. So alcohol is one. And I'll tell you, that socializing thing is itself a terrible thing, because the quality of people you're hanging out with are just total time wasters. Like they say, Brits say, total wankers, Then, along with that comes smoking. I don't know what are the benefits to smoking. I don't know if anyone has found, like they say, drinking alcohol, it is socializing, or it is, herbal properties or some shit property. But smoking is what? Putting ash and tar and toxic fumes into your lungs, and Yeah, it relaxes you. Yeah, because you're killing yourself. And I'll tell you, there again, money. First is what? Money. They spend shitloads of money. Second one is what? You're killing yourself. It's even more poisonous with smoking. You're destroying your stamina, destroying your health. You're destroying people around you. And what? You sit with a couple of guys, what? What shit is that? I kissed a girl once who used to smoke. She fucking tasted like an ashtray, man. Putting like ash in my mouth. Like, yuck. Told her. I actually told her on her face. Then third one is weed. Weed or drugs. Drugs is, anyway. I don't have to get there. But weed and stuff that alter your states. Okay, there are people who can control it or do it to relax, or there's a lot of pronounced statements online from Joe Rogan to everyone about ayahuasca and it helps you relax, it has medical properties. All that fine, medical property. But anything which makes you want to do it again and again and again fails to be medical properties and more onto pleasure. And I'll tell you, I've seen relationships and families literally break up because these guys couldn't control that lifestyle. And in some cases, I've even seen people, from their mood to their behaviors, alter almost permanently. How many weed joints have sprung up on this small island? For what? And there, sometimes on camera, they capture these foreigners, come and they'll try to steal this thing of weed which they want to light up and all. They catch them on camera. So you can imagine, it's making them do these bad things. Have you seen anyone steal a chocolate or steal a sandwich unless it's poor, right? These are not poor people. These are guys who have money. Still they steal. So you can make out what kinds of people do this. So yeah, the second thing is alcohol, smoking, then weed and drugs. The third one, which habit I don't have, is socializing, which I've told you. I am so glad I don't want to socialize. Whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's religious groups, I am so glad I don't have to socialize. If I would ever socialize or be part of any group, I would always want it to be something that sharpens, like Stephen Covey says, sharpen the saw or develop a skill. Okay, like I was part of the long distance running group. That's good for health. Triathlon group, that's good. I was part of the Toastmasters, which was good as long as I used it in the right way for communication. Then I got carried away there also. So if you're part of a group that helps you grow and become better, or let's say you're doing something for charity or helping others, fine. There is something good you're doing for someone. But here, let's focus on you doing good for you. But if you socialize with, I see people who go for these boat parties and there's music playing and the girls are in the sun and with a glass of drink. Yeah. What is this? I don't know, man. This is just me. I don't see what is so great dancing on a boat with the sun, holding an alcoholic beverage, wearing the least amount of clothing and dancing to the music. I don't know what relaxing, what this is. I'm sorry, maybe I'm old-fashioned, maybe I don't feel, and there are people who literally thrive on this. There are people who go to these full moon parties, beach parties, outdoor parties, swimming pool parties, girls in bikini, guys wearing Speedos. And then there are people who hang out in pubs. Okay, if you're an old timer in a village and you're meeting your few village friends, okay. If you have enough and more money and you have nothing else to do, fine. But how does it help you sitting with a couple of guys with drinks? I have been there. I've done that. You just waste your fucking time talking all shit and nonsense. Bars, pubs, nightclubs, I've been there. da 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 da, all that sound and flashy this thing and girls dress up. Yeah, you feel great. Hey, and where the action is, hey, girls are skimpy, oh, sexy. I used to actually take, for those of you who know me from Dubai days would know this, I used to actually take a self-improvement book and I used to go one corner, big, I'm a huge guy with tattoos, those days bodybuilder, no? Earrings, and I'm reading a book. I was trying to make a statement, but I was actually reading. So people were like, is the guy gone mad? But I'd go sit near the bar and read a book. Very happy. So anyway, music and girls and everything plus book reading. So unless you're doing that, it's a total fucking waste of time, man. I mean, yeah, some people say, even people I respect, they say, oh, I'm just going to unwind. Okay, what to say? Unwind. But then the unwinding becomes a couple of shots, tequila, this, that, and whiskey and dancing like mad. Next day, hangover. What did you get by that? I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy. Fine, you want to enjoy. Maybe it's not my taste, this dancing and parties and all that. Okay, so that's the next one. I'm sure you'll disagree with this. But even in Dubai, we used to have these guys hanging out. They would sit and smoke shisha. All of them sit and smoke shisha, order some flavor, and watch a football match. And I don't know, it's just not my thing. You would never see, this is just my thinking, you can tell me if I'm wrong. You'll never see someone who has a focused goal in mind, who is ambitious, who is responsible, a family person, do this. You'll just see guys who got lucky being rich and who are bums, who will sit with their friends. I know some businessmen who used to go every night or every alternate day or once in some time. They would sit in these hotels where they'd be given a VIP chair, VIP table, smoking, drinking, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever floats your boat, man. But it's a waste, if you get what I'm saying. You might as well spend time with really successful people you can learn from in terms of values, something you can learn in terms of education, self-improvement, or maybe even business, making money, networking with the right crowds. This, how does it help you? In fact, networking in business itself, I told you, I used to hang out with CEOs. They used to take me with them on a paid contract. So, man, they would network right from 8 in the morning, because that time, the hotel has the breakfast, whatever, not breakfast, the croissant and coffee. So from that time, all the way, meetings, then breakfast, then meetings, then lunch, then meetings, then, high tea, then meetings, then, they leave, get fresh, then they'll come for finally dinner and drink and dance. And even that time when people are drinking, these businessmen are busy, focused, networking, until maybe 2 or 3 or 4, even 4 in the morning. And next day back to 8 o'clock morning, prim, proper, ready. So fine. Otherwise it's bullshit here. Now the next point that I'll say is, I'm sure you'll have various opinions. Religion and politics. I am so glad I'm not into either of them. Yes, religion can be a force for good. I don't deny that. A lot of people who do charity or help others in the name or for the sake of religion, because they think they are helping, society, or God will give them something when they die, or they are doing it for their brothers, sisters, fine. That I can understand. But when you're part of a religious group, there's so much of bullshit people do, which doesn't make sense. Standing there and chanting and reciting some verses and up and praying and to a statue and some cross or something, candle and this and that. You're spending 1 hour, 1.5 hours, then traveling time, and what does it do? some magic words. There's a God listening. Good, good, good. Come on. Praise me. Pray to me. Come on. What? Look at the screenshot of the universe, man. Where the fuck is this God? Nonsense. So it's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. It's your brainwashing even the younger generation into believing there's a celestial being that does good for you. Then people literally argue and then they commit, acts of crime. Or forget, maybe, oh shit, snake, again. Okay. I'm so used to now seeing this brown snakes sunbathing. Anyway, good. I have to look down and walk. That's why maybe you see, I don't see the camera, I look down. I'm generally looking like a V shape. Okay. Extended vision. So what was I saying as, Muslims pray 5 times a day. Christians pray once a week. Hindus, I think they have their flexible schedules or whatever. Fine. All that I don't know what benefit it does. It doesn't help anyone. They throw good food, pleasing the gods, from coconut to milk to actual food. That's all bullshit here. Might as well learn something that helps you, right? That gives you a result. Okay, charity I can understand. Fine, you want to do charitable stuff. But then it comes to differentiation. See, I'm not saying that you're an extremist and you're killing, bombing or chopping, cutting and doing extreme. But the very fact that superior than you, I'm smarter than you, better. Even atheists for that matter. See, I'm an atheist, but I don't go around advertising I'm an atheist. But they think, oh, I'm a man of science, I'm intellect. Even so many youngsters very proudly, stating, hammering the badge, I'm an atheist. I think scientifically. What scientific? Shut your mouth. Study first. Can't even earn $100 a month. I'm a scientific mind. What scientific mind? Stupidity. Just say that you don't subscribe to religion. That doesn't make you superior, man. So one is this religious groups and politics. Okay, unless you're running for office and you're doing something for the community, I can understand. But you'll see guys come together, go for marches, go for all this bullshit, and in some cases they even literally differentiate people based on their political views. So I'm glad I'm not into that bullshit here. Seriously. So that's another drawback I do not have. And then this one also you will disagree with me. I don't keep in touch with relatives and friends. I don't. Relatives and friends. My friends are limited to people who have money. Not in the case that you're rich, but you're my client. You have trusted me enough where you have given me your money for business or for a service that I can provide you. It's giving me my daily bread and butter, and I'm giving you value. So that's a relationship I cherish. Now, obviously, I can't expect the same with my wife and my kid. That is more of a emotional decision there. But my wife does her bit to show that she's committed to me, or, she takes care of me, I take care of her. It's as simple as that. Although, depends on a mood sometimes, when you get used to someone. And my baby, I don't expect anything. It's just like a small little, I know, for lack of a better word, a pet in the house. A pet that interacts with me. Who my wife says looks like me. I don't know. I know you'll say, hey, how dare you call your child a pet? Just having a conversation, guys. Come on. So here's something like a cute thing that I care about, which I've seen grow, and that emotional bonding is there. But otherwise, if you have a friend who you just talk to and kill time, remember, kill time. How does that help you? Or if you have a friend who you share your problems and feelings with, okay, you're lonely. You need someone to share problems. Okay, fine. That's needed. But other than that, how do you evaluate a friend's usefulness? You need to know the value of your time. You need to know the value of that person's time. That is why even my clients, when they tell me they have a girlfriend, I tell them, keep a perspective. The usefulness that she's giving you versus the usefulness you're giving her. Measure both. Don't overdo anything. And then if she tomorrow dumps you or breaks up with you, don't go around crying and say, oh, cheated me, betrayed me, oh, broke my heart, and nobody gives a fuck. So keep it into perspective. And the problem with having relatives who you don't choose, but who are there by default, your mother, father, brother, sister, aunt. The problem is, as you grow older and older, initially you're being brainwashed by them, or you're being taught their values, their system, their life. But as you grow up, you become a totally different person. There is that term in psychology, the ship of Venancy or the ship of Pythagoras or something. There's a ship of something. I'll try to find the right name. If you find the right name, just put it. It's even a Hindi movie whereby a ship that sets sail from the shore. I'm giving you the short form, this thing of it. Set sail from shore. So it went to a war and many parts of it got destroyed. So they replaced parts of the ship and parts of the thing and sail and mast and the hull and everything else. So came to the shore, damaged parts were taken, new parts were put. So every time it went for a war, the damaged parts were removed and new parts were put. Finally, the ship underwent so many changes in its parts and all that. All the parts of the ship were new. None of it, new in the sense, were changed. None of it was the old one. So now the question is the ship what it originally was? Was it that? Or has it been something new totally with the sum of so many other parts? So it's a very interesting terminology. I'll see if I can find it. The ship of something. Just Google search, you'll find the name. So when you grow up now, you get all these belief systems, behaviors, values, things that work for you, match your personality, things that you like. That is why maybe the girlfriend you bring or the wife that you have may not get along with your mother. Your mother may not like that choice. Your father may not like what you have become. Your relatives will laugh at the career you choose or the values that you believe in. Someone may be religious and pray to God. They might grow up to be an atheist. Parents may be non-vegetarian. Child will be vegetarian. So there are so many things. So if you have a family that can accept you as you are, let's say you are a religious, God-fearing, straight family, and you grow up to be, let's say, an LGBTQ who doesn't believe in God, many families will not accept this. They might even break up. So it can be heartbreaking for some, but for some other people it's normal. So the point I'm trying to say here is I don't have friends and relatives because I've had a very toxic relationship. I've had very bad memories. And over the period of time, what I realized, now when I look back, I'm really glad that they were never part of my life. Seriously. Because I think I'd be miserable. And I can tell you, even today, there are 30, 40-year-olds who are extremely miserable, living with their parents. Some even 30, 40-year-old have to listen to their parents. Or they even tell me, oh, my mother, father will not like it and all. Can you imagine that? The pressure of family, society, all that bullshit. So I'm glad I don't have friends, family. And I don't know, maybe you can couple this in. I'm not part of any society or group or larger community. I mind my own business. This happens when you are very active in the community. You have to dress like them, act like them, be like them. Make sure that you're politically right. You don't do anything that is shocking or different. Others people gossip, no? So that's another one. Then I think I've said most of the things. And maybe last can be, the final one can be the addiction towards certain behaviors. Like there are many of them. Okay, it can be gaming. Gaming itself can be a very addictive behavior. I have had it. I'm telling you. I told you, I spent 15,000 US dollars on a virtual game just to upgrade my character. 15,000 US dollars. I spent $5,500 in less than an hour, like a madman. This happened just hardly 6-7 years ago, man. I was that addicted to games. I had to let it out of my system. Finally, I'm glad. And, the most important one. I forgot. Sex. How could I forget this? And I'll give you a perspective, okay? Sex and pleasure, or masturbation, or whatever. I stay in Thailand now. Thailand, like these, I wouldn't call them like third world countries or say Southeast Asian countries or Asian countries, because of the, something just moved. Must have been a snake or something. Or a lizard, whatever, it's just moved. Okay, so what I was saying was, so because of their currency value to a dollar value is much more lower, many men, mostly men, come down here to find sex or sexual partners because it's cheaper, and because of their DNA, they're slim, they're petite, they're small, and the food that they eat, they look physically attractive. They have a baby face, small structure. So you'll see oversized men in terms of not just muscles, stomach hanging out so big, and some of them 50, 60 years old, even 70, 80 years old. Hairy all over with pot bellies and big, and they can hardly walk. And they will try to get a girl who is 18. Sometimes they even target girls who are underage. This happens in Africa, this happens in Vietnam or Indonesia or Philippines. Especially Philippines and Thailand, it's much more. Now, they are both consenting adults. Fine, I don't have any, it's a different topic altogether. But I'll tell you, these guys, the amount of money that they spend, the amount of time that they spend, they dedicate their whole lives to getting these females. There are people who stay here who literally, seriously, every few days, they have to go for paid sex. They have to, even though they have crossed 40 or 50 or whatever. So just imagine a kind of addiction. I know there are guys who have personally opened up in my groups, both to my group members and to myself, where they said, I watch porn at least 2-3 hours every day. One guy even told me he watches nearly 11 hours. So how the fuck do you go to school and college and all that? No, I watch it during the break. I watch 11 hours. He's saying, please help me, I'm addicted. I know of one of my students' father, student, not a small boy. His father is nearly 50 or 60 years old. He lives with his parents. And his father spends the night time, instead of sleeping or being with his wife, that is his mother, he'll lock himself in a separate room, which he has computer. And now they know for a fact it is porn. He'll spend from like nighttime, whatever they sleep, 9, 10, 11. And he'll continue watching porn till 2 or 3 in the morning. Every single day. Imagine, he's like 60 or something, 50, 60. He's still watching porn. Can you let that sink in? 1 to 3 hours every day. A 5-minute thing that you can do and just ejaculate. But you're taking it for 1 to 3 hours. See the pleasure center, see the addiction. And it's not only porn sites, it's not only masturbation, it is going on these virtual sites to chat with females, adult stuff, kinky sex chats. It's a very serious issue. This is no laughing matter. And when you factor in that people do this for hours and hours, one is time, with so much of money, because it's, having a person where you pay money for sex, it's not cheap. Just imagine. And then, yes, the damage it causes you and your family people. On one side, we can say that, yeah, better you go to paid sex than target anyone in your family. There are cases like that also. Fine, that I agree. But just think how much it impacts you. And for people who are lonely, who are frustrated, who are single, for them to be on this, I don't know, this hamster wheel, it's terrible, right? I'm glad. I'm telling you, I was a playboy. All my years. And maybe because of steroids and maybe because of that high amounts of testosterone in my body, I was mad and crazy about sex. Oh, I told you, no, this is not exaggeration. 6 different girls I had sex with in one day. I know, STD, luckily I didn't get. 6 different girls. It was just and I actually experimented to see how long I could have non-stop sex. So I was with this girl who was a nymphomaniac. Was, the 18-year-old I told you about. And I took, I told her, let's have sex and record it, and I'll take Viagra and we see how long we can have sex. She was like, yeah, that'll be great. And I think we did it for, 9 hours? In between, we took breaks, we had food, again we had sex, then we would sleep, again we would have sex. 9 hours, man, what the fuck? Longest, I think, 45 minutes non-stop? 45 minutes or longer than that? I don't know. So it was just like, as if it was some great achievement. Hindsight, when I look back at it, I was like, I'm just playing with my little, my wife calls it worm. Not because of the size or anything. It looks like, she says, look like worm, cobra or snake, she calls it. So, you're just playing with your little piddly little thing. Yeah, just imagine, that rules your life. That small little thing which is down there, whether you're a guy or a girl, that rules you, that controls you. It's not something good, man. So yeah, these are the things I'm glad I don't have here. And it has made my life much better. See, look, I'm not trying to portray and present myself as a saint. I do have drawbacks. Maybe in another video I'll give you some of my drawbacks that I have, without making it sound like it's good points, but there are drawbacks. And some of them are pretty bad. Pretty bad in the sense, may not harm me, but it's not good for others, for my family or whatever. So, anyway, these are the ones I don't have. And yeah, I can add this as a bonus before closing. Social media, which is a thing today. Social media addiction. I could have said it during gaming, but the addiction of people today, not to be in a virtual world, that headset thing and all that. What are you doing? You're just making people addicted to a virtual world where they don't have to go out, they don't have to interact with nature, don't have to interact with people. Just be in the four walls of a virtual world. Arguing, fighting, debating, creating fake profiles, stalking. What's the use, man? The only point I think I might have missed, is maybe, like testosterone supplements, and, people are addicted to, like many people suggested, why don't you take TRT for your body? It'll make your life much better, increase your sexual libido and immune system. Yeah, but I will have to take that every day for the rest of my life. And if I stop, I go back to where I was, or even worse. Even people who take steroids for gym. And there are some people who are addicted to supplements. I used to take 64 tablets. Can you believe 64 during my bodybuilding days? Oh, that's crazy, man. So anyway, these are the main habits I'm glad I don't have. We can take up never-ending lists, being lazy, having no goals in life, gossiping, this and that. But For me, these are the very serious ones, which I'm glad I don't have. Yeah, this one also, you can say. What, wanting to have a show off, bigger car, fake profile, social media, that bullshit. My dick is bigger than yours kind of attitude. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. Let me know your thoughts. You agree, disagree, what do you feel? And it'll be interesting to know which one you support, which one you're against. And feel free to share with me what are some of the stuff you don't have, or bad habits, or whether you can resonate with what I've said or not. I always like reading your comments. All right? You guys take care. It's me signing off.